Hey there, and today we're going to see the worst and craziest ever injuries in football. Quick warning for you guys, these are crazy injuries, so do beware of them. And I feel like that's a bit like saying don't push the red button. You're always going to push it, no matter what. You just got to be a bit adventurous. Anyway, the first player in the team for the worst injuries has to be Henrik Larsson. I think this was in like 1999. I was about 7 years old at the time. I remember this quite vividly, and this was one of the most shocking football injuries, as it looked like his boot got a bit stuck in the ground there, and his whole body kind of carried on, and really was an unfortunate injury. Luckily for Larsson though, carried on his Celtic career after that injury. Really was, just looking at that man, really kind of crazy injury there by him. Anyway, moving on, I'm going to go to, I think, is that Wasilewski, is that how I pronounce it? The Polish centre-back who now plays for Leicester, was involved in one of the worst tackles ever by Axel Witsel here, and that was a really shocking tackle. Not surprisingly, got a red card for that, straight red, and in the process he made this guy's leg pretty much fold over. Really was a terrible tackle, and honestly probably one of the most shocking injuries you may ever see. Thank God though he was okay after that. Anyway, Alan Smith, one of the most unfortunate careers. This guy got injury after injury. This was actually against Liverpool here when John Onorisa took a shot, really hard shot. I think it hit Smith in the leg, but it wasn't the impact there that caused the injury. I think it was his landing. Actually broke his leg in the process. As you can see there, his ankle was going one way and the rest of his leg was going the other way. So really felt sorry for Smith. Really was a good player early on. And moving on, I'm going to go to Francesco Totti. Totti really awkwardly fractured his ankle in the process of that tackle, and as you can see there, his ankle just completely buckles under his leg there, and just really was a terrible injury for him. Anyway, moving on, we're going to go to Mattiello, another Italian player here in Serie A. This was from Nainggolan's tackle last year, I think, in the league. Really was a bad tackle. Not sure on the replay if it was actually intentional. We'll have a look soon. No idea what that Roma player is having a go at Mattiello for. He's actually broken his leg. I know a lot of the time in football, players like, they roll around, they dive, but literally that guy just got one of the worst injuries ever. Aaron Ramsey had to be next here, guys, and Arsenal, man, they've had so much bad luck with injuries, and this had to be on the system. I mean, look at his leg there, Ramsey. Really just terrible tackle by Shawcross, and, Arsenal fans never probably forgive Shawcross for that, and yeah, just really was a terrible tackle, and got a really horrific injury from that, broke his leg. As you can see, the Arsenal players there just in shock from that injury. Zara, though, is next here on the end of one of the most horrific footballers ever to play football. This guy has done this kind of tackle at least 5 times in his career, and that actually broke his leg in the process, I think, and that was a scissor tackle there. I just don't get why some players are so dirty, man. It pisses me off, man. It really does when someone does that intentionally. Speaking of intentional tackles, this one by Chris Mavinga, the former Liverpool player, actually against Carcelo Gonzalez, I think in the Belgian Pro League. This could be the worst tackle of all time here by Mavinga. This is awful. He kicked Carcelo Gonzalez in the face there, knocked him out, and actually had to have reconstructive surgery on his face. It was that bad. Just a terrible tackle, and he was knocked out obviously by that, and you see the replay, guys, how bad it was. It is, for me, the worst tackle I've ever seen, and to cap it all off, he got a yellow card for that. That is the most deserving red card you could ever imagine to see in football, and it actually happened in the game, and I can't believe the ref only gave a yellow for that. Now on to a player who I've actually met in real life at a Harlem Globetrotters game in Manchester. How random is that fact? It's Djibril Cissé. He actually broke his leg twice. Once against, I think, Blackburn, and then this one for France. Really terrible leg break. You can probably see it here. It is to this day one of the most horrific things we'll ever see in football. My brother's actually broken his leg in a very similar way. He broke it in like 3 different places, and it is really strange to see it in first person, and I did see it, and my God, it's still kind of shocking to remember that, man. But yeah, anyway, moving on, I'm going to go to Eduardo here, and this was obviously the tackle against Birmingham here for Arsenal. Really was on the end of such a bad tackle there. As you can see there is the gruesome picture for you guys. As I said before though, I did warn you guys about this video. It will be pretty crazy, some of these injuries. Moving on though to the final player, it's going to be Battiston here with probably the most kind of severe injury. This guy was actually put in a coma from this tackle. He fractured his vertebrae, lost quite a few teeth in this incident, and the fact that this goalkeeper didn't even get booked is to this day the worst refereeing decision, even worse than Chris Mavinga's non-red card to this day. There's never been a more kind of crazy thing. Also, if I didn't say before, he was actually put into a coma with that tackle there on the end of that. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Been a bit of a different one today. Let me know in the comments which squad should it be next. I'll tweet out the best idea later today. But yeah, hope you guys loved it. Leave a like for more, and I'll see you all tomorrow.